Ideally, the NFL would
Game time decisions live on a Wednesday. What a great night to be with you all here on SportsGrid. Kevin Walsh and Gabriel Morency, and unfortunately, you can call me a coward because really it should be both Gabe and I on the edge of our seat for the end of Blue Jays Dodgers, but I pulled the old, I got a wedding to prepare for excuse. I didn't bet the day baseball card, and I just left these games alone. Gabe, not so much. What are you rooting for here in the top of the ninth?
Well, I tell you what, we got big drama once again between the Blue Jays and the Dodgers. And for those of you that haven't paid attention this weekend, early this week, to the background noise going into the series and the series, they're starting to dislike each other for real. Like, there's a lot of glares, and it's getting more intense as it goes on. Blue Jay fans are about to, like, snap, guys. They already lost. They already lost Game 6 and Game 7 on their home field. They lost the first two games. Imagine, Kevin, having to play them this early, lose the first two games. Dodgers up 3-1. Blue Jays complaining that Ohtani takes too long to warm up after he bats and stuff. There's been a lot of stuff. 4-3, Kevin. Oh, and here we go. A little squibber. It's not going to be easy. The Blue Jays win, and Vlad Guerrero raises his arms to the sky like they just won the World Series. It's like, dude, they lost 6 games in a row, the Blue Jays. Like, they were you saw Schneider look like he was going to punch the manager and the umpire, the manager of the Blue Jays. Really lost it last night. Not just got kicked out, but was like, whoa, bro. Like, people were like, never seen him that mad before. So the Blue Jays just won 4-3, everybody. And how about Lopez? Last night punching Soler in the face with a baseball. That's like a bar fight.
Tackle.
That was like a bar fight with like a pool ball in your hand. Oh yeah.
Sound like you're speaking from experience, kid.
I'm saying I'm in a bar. I always look around. There was a pool ball. You know what I'm saying? But when I saw it the first time, I was like, oh, he didn't get low. He didn't let go of the ball. A lot of guys, Kevin, will get the ball and the glove down. No, he held the ball and swung right over, and because it looked like Soler got the best of him, but Lopez did crack him right in the jaw with the baseball punch, man, like brass knuckles style. And like you said, Weiss comes in with the tackle.
Yeah, it brings us one step closer to what I think the hitters see. I think throwing at hitters is insane because you're throwing a 90+ mile an hour pitch at someone. I think the batter
and the guy's holding the bat too. He's holding the bat.
I think hitters should start swinging the bat. Be like, you can go ahead and throw at me. I'm not going to drop the bat. And let's see what happens here. Now, if Lopez is going to keep the ball, like, I'm just saying, if the next go-around game, Soler keeps the bat in his hands, how do we think that's going to go? I don't know if the Braves manager is going to have enough time to tackle Soler if he starts swinging the bat at Lopez.
You got to watch the Caribbean and the winter leagues. This is where they do this stuff. There was a video the other day of a guy swinging a bat at a catcher, So you don't want to start swinging bats at people, but it was the strangest thing ever that last night because there was like a pass ball and like it came out of nowhere, Kevin. Like there was a runner on second base and they're kind of standing there and Lopez like, what, you got a problem to Soler? And Soler's like, yeah, I do. And he comes up. It was just too good. And I want to bring this up. So they both got suspended 7 games, but it's the old appeal thing, right? So Soler hit a home run in his first at-bat today. God, I wish I bet that.
Oh, that was a good look. Yeah, you know what I like, though, Gabe? I actually think in certain moments of
I didn't realize he's going to play. I mean, you figure, but no, in baseball, it's so, isn't that dumb, Kevin? You're suspended, but you're going to play until what? We know what you did. Like, what do you, like, what can he say? No, I didn't do anything. It's like, dude, you stormed them out. We saw you. Yeah. What does Lopez say? No, I didn't do anything. It's like, dude, millions of people saw you punch him in the face with a baseball in your hand. Like,
Gabe,
there's no
Gabe,
appeal for
Angels
either of you.
broadcast
There's nothing
today.
to appeal.
He saw the rulings come down. They go, hold on a minute. So they're just going to push his start back one day, and that's all he misses? You can't be like the Angels broadcast are going to go try and get some licks in on Lopez before he leaves the stadium today. They were not pleased with the ruling by like they're going to ban him for 7 starts. He'd be banned until August at that rate. You can't do it that way either.
Yeah, you get 7 games is a good point, and the batter gets 7 games, real 7 games.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
A real 7 games.
Yeah.
Something to be thought about moving forward. But I just love, Kevin, that let's give credit because, you and I talk about this. Like, well, we bet and we look at the boards on a nightly basis. What means the most, right? Where are the stakes the highest? For me tonight, I'll say it's the NHL. All right. So, I got sort of this, these games, there's only 3 games. But it's like, that's pretty big. Like, there's some big, high stakes tonight in the National Hockey League. But God bless them, Kevin, that we're only a week and a half into the baseball season. I guess it'll be 2 weeks tomorrow, actually. 2 weeks tomorrow, 2 weeks today, because it started on a Wednesday with that one game. And teams are already hating each other and fighting and hitting each other. Love it. Like, you know what I mean? It shows. There's an intensity, right? There's an intensity to these games for real. Anybody just watched the Dodgers and Blue Jays series, didn't feel like it's the third series of the year. I'll tell you that.
No, it doesn't. But I actually, and it is what it is, but I do wish baseball came out swinging and we had Blue Jays Dodgers in the first week, right? Like
right away. Yankees Giants was the dumbest opener ever. What was that?
That's what I'm saying. There's nothing to it, right? Well, apparently the schedule makers agreed with Giants fans that they were supposed to be a 95-win team, and their start to the season is unacceptable.
So you're right. Well, I think that might have gotten Giant Hope fans up. Hey, like in the off season. Hey, you see, we're so good. And Netflix made us their debut. Like, we're the opening night against the New York Yankees. Like, people think we're the team to beat.
We're on par. Devers and Judge, hard to tell them apart. These are the 2 best hitters in baseball.
Hey, listen, I'll admit, I thought they were going to be playoff contenders. I can't deny, Kevin. Well, my prediction for San Francisco this year was, I think they're going to be fighting for a playoff spot. And dude, last year they came on strong in the second half of the season, especially in the last 6 weeks. They were right there. They just had too much to overcome. Been a disastrous start for them so far, but I don't want to completely write them off yet.
Right, but my point is, they started the season, San Francisco, 3-8? Well, the Cubs were 4-6, and the Cubs are supposed to win 95 games, and the Cubs are 5 back in their own division already. Like, the Giants weren't ever winning their division. You know what I mean?
Blue Jays have lost 6 in a row before this win today. Like, you can't panic too early.
But
right?
Notice how Toronto's not do we need to fire everybody? Or Chicago's what's going on here? But apparently the sky's falling. And I spoke to Craig the other day, Gabe, and I'm like, how about Boston's start? And he's like, it doesn't feel as bad as what's going on in San Francisco. I'm like, Roman Anthony's calling his teammates gutless. So
it'll always be worse in Boston. Just starting off, it's the Red Sox, the media. I'm telling you, with the San Francisco Giants, the manager is one thing, but there's a backlash with the president and the executives of the team type deal. Not even the baseball people, right? So there's not people calling the KNW, KNBR freaking out after the game. Oh, they can't play. They're terrible. They're this decision. Why we sign this guy? It's more so the organization. There's almost, you know what I mean? There's certain owners Snyder or something it's not even the owners, the president and the operation of the San Francisco Giants. People in the Bay Area just kind of loathe. So when you start losing, it really exasperates itself. Well, and then you've got an NCAA manager who doesn't realize to keep his mouth shut at press conferences.
Luckily, they're playing the worst 500 team I've ever seen in the Phillies to get right. We'll be right back. can't make the World Cup. That's wildly embarrassing.
You know, Italy, to me, I think they're like the Cowboys, right? They're the Dallas Cowboys, basically. They're this ultimate sort of public team, big merch, like, you know, monsters.
That's a good one.
Yet they really haven't won in a while. But we're talking about a world superpower.
Game time decisions. Only on SportsGrid.
Miami today laying 17.5. Miami wins, get a load of this, 152. When you hear 152, I don't care if you're laying 100. You're thinking you're winning that bet, right? They win 152 to 136. They only win by 16. Washington get the backdoor cover.
In-game live. Only on SportsGrid.
Scottie Scheffler, the best golfer in the world. How many majors will he win this year? And if he does get four, Joe, that's currently trading at 3 cents. So a $100 investment actually only pays back $333 at this point, which is kind of insane when you ask him to win all four. Joe, I told you already, sticking to my guns. $100 investment on no majors. None over the next four this year.
Prediction Markets Edge. Only on SportsGrid.
There's a basketball player who's 7'9". He's insignificant on his team. And quite frankly, I don't know if he goes Division 1, 2, or 3 at this point and will be significant. Joe, how can you be 7'9" and not be able to get on the court in college basketball? Shouldn't he be maybe, I don't know, the most dominant shot blocker in the history? I watched Manu Bol be a really good player at times in the NBA.
The Early Line. Only on SportsGrid.
All right, back in the mix here on a Wednesday night. We are less than 24 hours out from the Masters, so the plan on deck right now is our guy Cam Stewart will be joining us in about 15 or so minutes to go through a menu of Masters picks, which will be fantastic.
I'm wondering if his recent surgery slowed him down. You know, if he's only got a couple of picks, or I doubt it, because he probably had time to sit in the hospital actually and go over his master picks. But I look forward to having him back and seeing what he comes up with. I just want to bring this up quickly, Kevin. The transfer portal is obviously open right now in the college basketball world, and we're still seeing what's going to happen with the Michigan Wolverines. But I don't know if you saw the latest news. And there's people in Michigan confirming this now as well. But Juke Harris, Wake Forest, Juke Harris has been seen in Ann Arbor.
Okay.
It can be confirmed that he's met with the Michigan Wolverines. For the record, 6'7", average 21 points a game, 6.5 rebounds a game as well. One of the top players in the portal, would be a great addition to the Michigan Wolverines.
Look, you've got a portal that is really expanding in terms of talent. Rob Wright out of BYU, Donnie Freeman out of Syracuse. I know
Baidunga
out of
Baidunga out of Kansas.
Huge one. Gabe.
And he's another one, Kevin, for the record.
Yeah.
Harris and Baidunga are heavily rumored to be signing with Michigan. So obviously there's going to be other teams coming in with offers here, but that seems to be the feeling here. There was talk about Blackwell, but I haven't heard much about that in the last 24 to 48 hours. I know the Florida Gators are going after him pretty big, and he wants $5 million a year, which I don't think Michigan want to do. Michigan only spent $14 million on the entire team last year, right, which was only seventh in the Big Ten, to put in context. All right, so they're not, I'm telling you guys, you have to find that medium. You don't go after, everyone wants the highest mercenary out there. You got to find guys that fit your program, and Baidunga's another one, Kevin. Add some size here. So you bring in Harris, you bring in Baidunga to add in with Cadeau and McKinney, and we got something to build off again here.
Well, let me just say a couple things. One of the things that I think works for Michigan like an absolute dream was Yaxel Lendenborg everyone knew he was great, but a lot of people thought he was going to the NBA. And Dusty May took a risk that Yax was going to come back, and it paid off, obviously, tenfold. You're talking about a first-team All-American. But with Badunga, so we can kind of debate how valuable are 5 stars. You got to get to the right program, but they give you a very high floor if you get the right guy. The number 1 player in college, Tyron Stokes, is uncommitted still. A lot of people have connected him to Kansas. I got to tell you, Kansas basketball the last 3 months, if I was the number 1 player in the country, I'd cross him off my list. Bill Self did not do Darren Peterson any favors. And now Badunga's going to stay in college but leave Lawrence? I'm red flags, in my opinion, Gabe, around the Jayhawks.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, I think other players, it's funny because a lot of people in the media and I think bettors and or sort of the trollish types, the hot take types, we're always talking about Peterson this, Peterson that, including in Kansas and Kansas fans. How many other top, like you said, Kevin, you're a top-tier 5-star guy. You know I'm going to the NBA after 1 year. You saw how they just treated Peterson. Kid scored kid played his ass off for you, and you were unhappy he didn't play against Florida A&M or something earlier this year, right? You were mad that he missed some games earlier, and he had to worry about his own health first. And look how he got called out. Like if you ask Peterson, what was your experience like your year at Kansas? You think this guy's lining up to go back and donate to the alum? My bet is, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
like Andrew Wiggins, what? Yeah, did I go there? Yeah, I guess I did. I guess so.
Gabe, they had high school national championship. Darren Peterson watching his high school alma mater. So, again, I don't know if it's as much a Peterson thing as a Kansas thing. He likes prolific prep in Texas. I like that relationship. But listen, this is an old story, but it was something you saw clear as day. They got a 5-star at Syracuse with Boeheim. I think it was Baisley. And then Rich Paul basically got him an internship and pulled him out of Syracuse. And Jim Boeheim kind of went down the Phil Jackson route of like LeBron and his posse. And Jim Boeheim apologized in about 2 days because he went, I'm never going to get a kid to this campus again with what, like, that you can't burn those type of bridges.
That's why Gino
you want to go back to the well.
That's why Gino is so apologetic suddenly right now. 100%. And it's too late. It's too late. You already, you know what I mean? It's too late to
apologies.
Yeah, too late to backtrack. But I think he realized, oh God, I just got in a black woman's face and I got to recruit black women to play for me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's point blank. Like he realized after, I think he probably realized, what the hell did I just do? I don't think he's apologetic. I don't think he's really apologetic. I don't think he feels bad. I think he feels whatever. Screw Don Staley. I think he literally hates it.
The evidence that he wasn't apologetic is he sent out a second apology because the first one was so bad.
I know. And he had his chance too, like even after. He said, don't you have anything in common with her? I got nothing in common with her. Well, you're both like premier women's, like you kind of do. Like the way it came across, Kevin, I got nothing in common with that woman. Like it was like, and I was just thinking, like, dude, like, do you realize, like, all the players that you are trying to get love this woman, love this woman, and you're also there's a little dog whistle blowing in the air here, Coach, that we all see in the basketball world that is not good unless you want an all-white team for the rest of eternity. All right? So, and now you see, like, he's backtracking like Michael Jackson now. He's moonwalking.
I totally agree with your assessment. And I don't know, it's one of those things, like, if the Gino retirement post came out within the next month, it wouldn't stun me. We'll talk to Craig Mish after the break on Sports. All right, guys, here on Game Time Decisions, we bring our man Craig Mish into the fold here. Of course, host of both Newswire Pro Baseball Today on SportsGrid, covering all things Major League Baseball for us with a specific eye on the Miami Marlins, Craig. And, you know, I was wondering, you don't want to overreact to anything too early, but Sandy Alcantara is one of those guys that I think it's easy to get excited about because it's not that long ago that this guy was dominant in a Cy Young race, won a Cy Young. And I am sure in the building they are beyond frustrated that yesterday's game resulted in a loss. Oh, yeah. And I get that. But, yeah. Craig, 24 and a third innings of brilliance so far from Sandy. Just what are you seeing and hearing just watching Alcantara go to work so far this season?
Yeah, that was a tough post-game show last night, I would say. That was, I mean, I haven't done a lot, but that was a tough one. Yeah, I mean, Sandy, he broke the Marlins all-time franchise scoreless streak to begin a season. I mean, just incredible. Like, he has pitched excellent to start the year. I think that he's going to be in line to win another Cy Young this season. I don't know if it'll happen with Paul Skeens there and some of the other pitchers and Mizorowski and some others, but he just seems super comfortable to me this year, like comfortable on the field, comfortable off the field. He had such a tough year last year, Kevin, and since he won that Cy Young a few years ago, I haven't seen him this confident since then. So what you're seeing and what I'm seeing, I think, are the same thing. I would tell you that if you want to get a real test and you're watching the odds and everything else on this, Kevin, Skubal and Sandy on Sunday in Detroit. That's going to be, that's going to be one of those mega matchups.
Yeah, and with the way, you know, we've seen some early season totals, I don't know if that thing might be 5.5. Looking around baseball. Nothing. Now, I will say, I don't, Craig, want to be the guy who every time Sandy pitches well, be like, hey, is he going to get traded? The one interesting thing is, and obviously you know this better than anybody, last year, the early season Sandy trade stuff was prevalent, but he got off to a rough start. And I feel like that really complicated things for Miami. They made the decision to hold on. What do you think the conversations are like for this team, seeing him be this good in April? Is it a conversation in April or May? Or look, the deadline is when the deadline is, and that's when we'll see where we sit amongst the rest of the National League.
Well, he's no different than anybody else in the sense of players are talked about all the time from April all the way through July. A lot of times, Kevin, executives will tell you that trades are made over the course of a year where they start proposing things and eventually things get worked out. Of course, the trade deadline is a little bit different. The way that I address this is kind of the same with everyone, honestly, Kevin, on this, is that we got to last year's trade deadline. And if you remember, Sandy was guaranteed to be traded. Do you remember these reports? He's getting traded. It's just a matter of where. It's just a matter of when, leading up. When is it going to happen? And then it didn't happen. Kevin, there are no absolutes in sports. And so the only thing that I would tell you is that if the Marlins are in it, now defining in it, that's your next question to me, Kevin. I don't know how you define in it, but if they're having a good season and I'm maybe like above 500 and fighting for the playoffs, I see a 0% chance of him getting traded. Let me say that again. 0% chance of him getting traded. So I'm not debunking reports or anything like that. I'm just telling you, I have a pretty good insight for this. If the Marlins are fighting and they're in the playoff chase, Sandy's going to finish this season with the Marlins. If not, obviously we can have that conversation at the time. But we're in April, Kevin. We're in April right now. Come on.
Listen, no. That's why I think I get one in April, right? I can't do it every time. But it is, to Craig's point, I like a personal touch to it. I was going to the gym and there was this guy and he was telling me, he's like Sandy's going to be traded maybe before the year. And obviously, like I work here, I speak to Craig, I listen to Craig, and I was like, that's not happening. Like, I'm telling you right now, the timeline that you have isn't the real timeline here. And obviously, Sandy Alcantara is still a Miami Marlin. Craig,
you know what? The most important thing that we just learned from this is that Kevin's shredding for the wedding. He's getting in shape here, working out, getting ready for the wedding. Yeah, that is the breaking news here on the show. That is what I was waiting to hear. There you go. You just delivered it. Little flex, little Walsh flex here. Let me get in touch here. I'm going to walk down the aisle.
I would flex with you, but I'm worried about my camera. Every time I move my arms too much, it like zooms in on me, and then I'm going to get in trouble behind the scenes. But, we're trying to do what we can here for the people. Craig, thank you so much. Of course, guys, we will be right back. I can do it. It's the end of the segment. Get big, people. We'll be right back. All right, folks, it's that time here on Game Time Decisions. This segment is somewhat brought to you by what my father, I think, mainly wants to see on this show. He has asked me, this is dead serious, once a week. So when are you guys going to get Cam on? When are you guys going to get Cam on? Well, we just needed for him to clear up a minor procedure. Cam, it's great to see you doing good here, man. It's great to have you on the show. Absolutely fantastic.
Thank you for Gabe. Gabe, nice to see you again. Kevin, always a pleasure. I feel like this is years ago. Remember when we had the band back in COVID? But yeah, out of the hospital, feeling good, and nice to talk to you guys. It was crazy, Morency. For the first time in probably, 27 years, one night I didn't make a bet because they don't want people to download stuff at the hospital. I kept on spinning and spinning and spinning. I'm trying to reboot it. When I get out, I'm like, man, I got a problem. I just had colon cancer surgery and I'm trying to get bets in here. I go, I got to give it up tonight. So yeah, we're back. We're back in business. The Masters is around the corner, and guys, it should be a lot of fun. Lots of guys in play this week.
I've placed bets in hospitals before, Cam. I place bets in a lot of places you probably shouldn't. You go to a hospital, it's always turn phone off. I'm like, yeah, after I get these bets in, I will.
Yeah, exactly. I'm sitting there. I'm like, in the airport before you go on the plane. Ding, 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 ding.
I don't want to seem cold, but I've been over, people are passing away and stuff. I'll be back in a minute. I got to step outside for a second. Get this 76er bed in here. But I've always found, Cam, and I'm praying for you too. And great day. I'm glad your health and speedy recovery. But I've always found in situations like this that you'll win now, right? that you'll win. Like, I think you're due a Masters win. You're due like just sort of a, right? You're due a big gaming win after the run of bad physical luck.
Funny you mention that,
and
Gabe.
what better time than the
account.
Masters than to bet on?
You're right. I started the account,
but don't have a heart attack. You just got out of the hospital. Like, you're going to place all these bets. Like,
no, I'm not having no heart attack. The one thing is, I'm doing quite fine. It's just the abdominal pain. Like, I can't sit for too long or drive a car for more than like 20 minutes or whatever. But that's what painkillers are for. I'm going to be okay. I'm going to get through this. But Gabe's right. Since I got out of the hospital, Kevin, I've literally only made a few bets and they both won. So
you're just like Tiger. You just pop some painkillers.
But I don't drive.
It's just like
I
golf.
don't drive a car and flip it when I get out of the hospital. I have somebody who drives for me. That's the thing. Like, really?
How about that?
What
you
a
got
guy.
your own driver, and Tiger doesn't.
My girlfriend and a couple friends, but I always said, like, I told Gabe this a long time ago, pay the guy $120,000, get a friend you can trust, and he's your personal grocery getter, driver, whatever. You know what I mean? Like, you can't be going out in the roads and causing accidents like this. But anyway, he's out of country right now, so I really don't care. It's the Masters. That's what we care about this week. And I'm telling you, just watching the par 3, talking to people, this is an open competition, guys. And from all the golfers, they're saying it's playing real slick. It's going to be real fast. And know what that means? Hard. Rory was talking about maybe, the winner between 8 and 12. It's not going to be one of these shootouts, guys. And you got to hit your spots at the Masters. That's the thing about the course. Why Tiger, Fred Couples, Bernard Longer, a lot of these veteran guys can play it blindfolded because they know every side he'll lie, every hole position, every day. And that's really important. That's why new guys don't do as well. It takes them a few years to get acclimated, but should be a lot of fun there, guys. Over minus, what is this? Over 247.5 total score, minus 138. Interesting. So, I would kind of lean that way too. But I'm going to tell you, it's going to be a great competition. And when have you seen Scotty Scheffler, guys, at plus 700 or 750? He's usually 3-1. The live guys are back. A lot of these guys are on fire right now. Fitzpatrick's playing well. Xander Schauffele's putting it together. So it's going to be a really tough Masters. Like, there's a lot of guys that can wear the green jacket for sure.
But normally Scheffler, it would be hot. And that's what's interesting, guys, coming into this. The Masters historically has been a who's playing best, right? And Cam knows this. It's a current form tournament. It's a been there, done that before tournament. Guys that have won before, guys that have finished in the top 5 before. There's a lot of prerequisites. If you finish in the top 5 before, even though you haven't won, it sets up nicely for you moving forward. But, so the last 4 Masters winners, guys, all had multiple wins before the Masters in season already. And as you would know, Cam and Kevin, there's only one guy that's won multiple events. Goddard, of all people.
I know.
It ain't Scheffler. It ain't like Rory. It ain't Xander. It ain't like, so you know what I mean, Cam? All these big name golfers, they're not in hot current form really coming into this. Like you said, so it is sort of like really, really wide open. So, but you know who has won twice? So that's my question to you, Cam. You know who has won twice? So now it gets into, well, do you give credit for the win? Bryson. Bryson is in good current form, Cam. He's won twice on the LIV Tour. And this guy has shown some of these LIV guys have lost it. They got soft and stuff with all the money. He hasn't, Cam. He nearly won this before. Like, you've seen him come back from LIV and kick ass against the PGA guys. I got my eye on him personally at 14-1 this week.
I actually think out of the chalk, Gabe, Bryson and Xander Schauffele, to me, are guys you look at. A lot of people like John Rahm, but he's been bet down to under 10-1. To Gabe's point, Bryson DeChambeau is on fire on LIV right now. He shows up every week. Win, second, fifth. Other guys, Rahm's playing well. And DeChambeau, this is really important, guys. Remember the first time he played Augusta, he got all cocky, hit his first triple bogey on the hole. He's in the pine straw. He's losing his mind. He's like, I got to change my attitude here. I think I can just do anything. It's not. It's about placement. Got to put the ball here. And he has the distance. He has the length. And one thing about Bryson DeChambeau, people don't give him credit for, he's a great putter. He's got a really good short game. I agree with Morency. I think he's very dangerous this week. Gabe, I did look at him. I went a little bit deeper down the board into the 20s with my guys, but him and Rahm are the guys that are really doing well. Okay, well, outrights, I got a few guys, and I'll bet them live, but if you like Scheffler too, just a tip to everybody, he's one of the worst first-round starters in golf. So if he does what he usually does and says T55 after round one, you'll get better than 7 or 8 to 1. But I'm starting it off with Tommy Fleetwood at 22 to 1. I know he's a popular pick this week, but iron play is going to be very important. And now the way they're talking about hitting spots, his wedge play is impeccable. So I like him. This is a bit of a risk, but guys, Gabe's second point, guys who have done well here before. Jordan Spieth is showing signs of getting better. It's usually one bad round, but now you're giving me him at 60 to 1. I have to take that number. Jordan Spieth is a maven at this course. He loves Augusta, and he feels real comfortable. I like what he had to say. Adam Scott, I found a 90, but I'm in at 80. I know Brady Cannon likes him too. He does a lot of things well. Sneaky off the tee long, great iron player. Putting is a little bit of a concern with the Australian, but I like him, and I'm taking a flyer on Ty Hatton. This guy a long time ago was about 40 or 50 to 1. Now you're looking at 100. So, but to Gabe's point, another point, Kevin, top 10, I have Schauffele. Xander Schauffele, to me, have you taken take a look at his Masters record? He's had a couple seconds, thirds. This guy's been fantastic. And Oberg. What is wrong with Ludwig Oberg? He leads every single tournament until Sunday. He should have won the Players. He gagged. Last week, he was in another battle. He couldn't get it together, but a top 10 finish, I love. Jason Day, plus 150 for a top 20. And one thing I know, Corey Connors is always in the mix in this tournament. Not having a great year, but he loves this event. Nikolai Højgaard has been one of the hotter players that, if you're not watching golf, he's there every single week. Plus 170 for a top 30 is insane. And guys, you can either take him in top senior category, but it's like literally plus 105. I'll take him top 40. Zach Johnson. He turned 50. He's now on the senior tour. He has a green jacket. I really, really like him. We have winner by region bets this week. First, we're going to start with Nikolai Højgaard, who I have. The only guy he has to beat is his brother and Thorburn Olsen. I love that bet at plus 150. Corey Connors, I don't like laying juice, but he's got to beat one guy, Nick Taylor, minus 150. Tom McKibben, that's a flyer. He's got to beat Rory McIlroy and Lowry. That's why he's 6 to 1. Robert McIntyre could be my favorite category. There's not very good lefties here other than Brian Harman, plus 110. And Jacob Bridgman, my top debutant, is between him and Chris Gotterup, went with Bridgman.
Cam, you are the best. We wish you the best. We'll be right back here on SportsGrid. Italy can't make the World Cup. That's wildly embarrassing.
You know, Italy, to me, I think they're like the Cowboys, right? They're the Dallas Cowboys, basically. They're this ultimate sort of public team, big merch, like, you know, monsters.
That's a good one.
Yet they really haven't won in a while. But we're talking about a world superpower.
Game time decisions. Only on SportsGrid.
Miami today laying 17.5. Miami wins, get a load of this, 152. When you hear 152, I don't care if you're laying 100. You're thinking you're winning that bet, right? They win 152 to 136. They only win by 16. Washington get the backdoor cover.
In-game live. Only on SportsGrid.
Scotty Scheffler, the best golfer in the world. How many majors will he win this year? And if he does get 4, Joe, that's currently trading at 3 cents. So a $100 investment actually only pays back $333 at this point, which is kind of insane when you ask him to win all 4. Joe, I told you already, sticking to my guns. $100 investment on no majors. None over the next 4 this year.
Prediction Markets Edge. Only on SportsGrid.
There's a basketball player who's 7'9". He's insignificant on his team. And quite frankly, I don't know if he goes Division 1, 2, or 3 at this point and will be significant. Joe, how can you be 7'9" and not be able to get on the court in college basketball? Shouldn't he be maybe, I don't know, the most dominant shot blocker in the history? I watched Manute Bol be a really good player at times in the NBA.
The Early Line. Only on SportsGrid.
All right, back with you guys right here on SportsGrid. Let me sneak this in. I know it's just getting underway. I did bet Yuri Perez over outs recorded. Found a 15.5 minus 127, 16.5 minus 110 fine as well. The Reds are hot right now. Gabe, I know you were talking about the race to 10. The Reds, if they did win their next two, based on just like time of day, I actually think would win the market. The thing is, this is the hottest, worst offense I've ever seen. Like, they scored 6 yesterday. They were getting shut out until the 9th inning. Their other wins, 2, 2, 2, 5.
No, they're not
losses,
hitting.
3.
They're not hitting. No.
So Perez,
dude, you want a bad,
is going to at least go
bet?
6.
Bad beat from last night. A bet I had, Kevin.
Oh,
I had the under. I had the under. Cincinnati and Miami. And dude, it was like 1-0 all night. And of course, it went to extra innings because the Marlins couldn't like convert. They had second and third, 1 out. They couldn't convert just to win the ball game 3-2. Stupid ghost runner. And then like one of those, well, you expect the worst, Kevin, but I'm like, all right, I do have like, I got 4 runs to work with here. 4 runs beats me. 3 runs, I still win this bet. Ghost runner, first pitch, Kevin, basically. Wild pitch. Lead to chaos. Next thing you know, the Reds win 6-2 or whatever it was, right? But yeah, you're right. The Reds haven't been hitting, and I was looking at the under in this game again today, actually, even though I got burnt on it last night.
I'll
just for the record, quickly, I want to throw out here.
Yeah.
Singer was a big star. I know we talk about NBA props and stuff, and you got to know things, right? Like today it didn't work. Like Roas's father passed away. Thought maybe you're going to get a symbolic home run from him. Didn't on the Dodgers. And he played. He wanted to play. He said he'll deal with it after. But Singer was a big star with the Florida Gators before. Has pitched well in his homecomings and stuff. So I sort of like these angles, and especially in the NBA. Sort of baseball I'm aware of, right? Oh, this guy's from here. This guy's played college here, etc. So I was expecting another low-scoring game here with the Reds and Marlins tonight. We're just getting started.
Yeah, I was just going to, though, add, again, I think you suffered like a straight-up, pure, horrific beat. I just had a very frustrating loss. To me, if you have a 22-1 parlay, I don't know if you can do a bad beat. But, Gabe, I had a little boost on Skeens, Crochet, and Alcantara, all to record the win. It was 22-1. Sandy threw a shutout into the night.
Brutal. So you got toasted by this game somehow too.
I was like, wait, hold on a second here. Like, I'm worried about the Red Sox,
so
and all of a sudden that game's tied.
So everybody was frustrated after the game, like because people online were like, "That's the worst baseball beat of the season so far." I don't like the term "bad beat." I say it's a bad bet. So, but I saw everybody. People were like, "That's the worst beat of the season." People that had the under of this game. You get screwed over with your parlay and your prop play with Alcantara. Alcantara wasn't happy after the game. He didn't want to come out and he always has something to say after the game. Like a lot of frustrated people after the game last night, except for the Cincinnati Reds, which life is going very good for them so far, despite the fact they're not hitting. And dude, their staff is shorthanded right now, Kevin. They got some studs coming back still.
Yeah, Hunter Green and one of those like, oh, we'll see. It's like, yeah, he's coming back, right? Like the Reds have certainly been impressive early season here. Gabe, that was the only thing I played. There's not much left on the baseball board. The only other thing is Yankees-A's. To me, here's the thing. I think Judge looks like a very good parlay piece. I also thought that about Yordan Alvarez in each of the first 2 games at Coors. You want to talk about an underrated storyline. The Houston Astros looked like they were going to make a little early season statement and then proceeded to lose 4 in a row and get swept by the Colorado Rockies.
Rockies ain't no joke, bro. Like I'm telling you. Watch out for those Rockies.
This team good?
Dude,
what is this?
Are they good? Well, the definition of good's a, you know what I mean? That's retrospective, so to speak, or rhetorical. But to put in context, I think the Rockies are going to make money if you bet on them. Like compared to what the odds are going to be, they'll be better than what the odds makers think. Like, dude, we're getting plus 175 at home and stuff with these guys. You know what I mean? Like when you're getting that type of price, they literally win 1 of the 3 and you're breaking even. They find a way to win the series 2 or 3. You're like, wow, I just made a nice chunk. They go on a run. I'll tell you what their units are right now for $100 better. All right, I'll get their units up right now. $100 better.
Oh,
what
yeah,
you're
that'd be
up betting. Yeah, what you're betting on the Colorado Rockies. One baseball game. I don't know if you have an interest in this one though tonight, and I do because this guy is as consistent as the sun coming up every morning, and the sun setting in the evening. And Framber Valdez. So Framber Valdez on the hill here tonight, looking to stop the bleeding for the Detroit Tigers. But to put in context, guys, if you've bet on every Colorado Rocky game so far this year, 12 games, $100 a bet, $100 unit, you're up $264. If you bet on the Dodgers, you're up $224. So you made more money. If you bet on the Mets, you're up $144. So in fact, so you're up Colorado, you're up $264. Who's more profitable than they are in baseball? Milwaukee, you're up $280. Cincinnati, you're up $600. The Yankees, you're up a robust $375, and Cleveland, of course, Cleveland, eh? You're up $488 already, Kevin. You bet on every Guardians game. Because it's a perception. People think the Guardians suck. Yeah. So, like, you're going to get these odds, guys. You get the numbers, and it balances out.
You know what's funny? You know what bothers me, though, Gabe, when you say something like that? The 2 win total overs I played in baseball are the Yankees and the Guardians. And I got to be honest, I think I'm going to win both of those bets. But I'm not going to win as much money if I just bet their money line every day.
Yeah, you'd be better. Yeah, imagine just cashing in on the Guardians. You're already up nearly 5 units 2 weeks in.
Yeah.
And the odds makers won't adjust because it's the Guardians. They're not, you know what I mean? It'll always be the same price for the most part throughout the year. Same with the Rockies. It's a good thing, guys, a handicapping tool. It's very good to identify bad teams that don't really complete. They're not as bad as people thought they were going to be.
Mm-hmm.
And if the team wins like nearly half the time and they're plus 200 underdogs all the time, do the math. You're going to make money, right? So point blank, you're going to make money. And the big name teams, they're money burners. Red Sox, you're down $595. Blue Jays, you're down $486.
We'll get
Seattle,
to this NBA board,
$514.
close it out. Cal Raleigh, thank you very much. Make the World Cup. That's wildly embarrassed.
You know, Italy, to me, I think they're like the Cowboys, right? They're the Dallas Cowboys, basically. They're this ultimate sort of public team, big merch, like, monsters.
That's a good one.
Yet they really haven't won in a while. But we're talking about a world superpower.
Game time decisions. Only on SportsGrid.
Miami today laying 17.5. Miami wins, get a load of this, 152. When you hear 152, I don't care if you're laying 100. You're thinking you're winning that bet, right? They win 152 to 136. They only win by 16. Washington get the backdoor cover.
In-game live, only on SportsGrid.
Scottie Scheffler, the best golfer in the world. How many majors will he win this year? And if he does get 4, Joe, that's currently trading at 3 cents. So a $100 investment actually only pays back $333 at this point, which is kind of insane when you ask him to win all 4. Joe, I told you already, sticking to my guns. $100 investment on no majors. None over the next 4 this year.
Prediction Markets Edge. Only on SportsGrid.
There's a basketball player who's 7'9". He's insignificant on his team. And quite frankly, I don't know if he goes Division 1, 2, or 3 at this point and will be significant. Joe, how can you be 7'9" and not be able to get on the court in college basketball? Shouldn't he be maybe, I don't know, the most dominant shot blocker in the history? I watched Manute Bol be a really good player at times in the NBA.
The Early Line. Only on SportsGrid.
All right, let's go NBA here on a Wednesday night. We'll close out these cards. And I got to tell you, man, Adam Silver, I've not been like an anti-Adam Silver guy. I'm usually a pro-NBA guy. But this man and his 65-game rule, thinking that he's helping anything, as we sit down tonight and have not one, but two 20-point spreads in the NBA. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's not working. And he's now trying to put out rules to curb tanking that will, you guessed it, lead to more tanking. Like, if Adam Silver gets overthrown this summer, it'll be his fault and his fault alone. With that said, I'm on the Milwaukee Bucks team total, 99.5. That's an outrageous number here. 20-point spreads, the defense lets up. I think the Bucks can get to a 100 spot here, Gabe, in Detroit.
Well, with all that being stated, Kevin, and I agree with Silver. I like him. I think he's a good man. I think he has good intentions. But I think Adam Silver is sort of like a substitute teacher that, you know what I mean, people throw paper at and stuff. And, like, the players kind of run, you know what I mean, David Stern was, like, his last name. He was Stern, and he was like, I control this league. You don't control the league. I control the league. You talk to your Players Association if you don't like it, but I set the rules here. Right? Silver's like, well, you know, and then they if anyone needs a retreat, like, you know what I mean, they should go with Tiger Woods to Switzerland together in the off season. The owners, the players, everybody just sort of like sit down and say, all right, we got to tighten our league up a little bit because it is a good product, like when it's at its best. But I wanted to bring this up tonight, Kevin. It's up to 23.5 now. Denver and Memphis, 23.5. I'm like, this is like highest NBA spread I remember.
Yeah.
Close. Highest NBA spread ever. The Oklahoma City Thunder were actually laying 24.5 points once to the Utah Jazz. The other closest one was in 2008. The Boston Celtics were minus 22.5 over the Miami Heat. So 23.5 tonight, Kevin, is the second highest point spread in NBA history.
Hold on. But can we just address something, Gabe?
I'm taking Memphis.
I'm
going to put it in my picks are coming up. I'm on the Grizz.
Okay, that is incredibly bold, and I want to let you get that off fully. I just want people to understand what Gabe just said. So 2008, okay, Boston, I think Miami, okay?
Yeah.
The Nuggets game tonight. That Thunder Jazz game was Sunday. Sunday. That's when that was. The final Sunday in the regular season, we might see 30-point lines at this rate. I mean, this stuff's getting nuts. Right. Why are you on Memphis, though? Goodness me. Got to give you credit there.
It's too many points. And we're talking about a Memphis Grizzlies team. This might backfire on me, but we're talking about a Memphis Grizzlies team that actually beat Denver the last time they played. Mm-hmm. They beat them. So that could get Denver's interest tonight. But without being stated, say what you will about the Memphis Grizzlies, and LeBron has said enough about the city recently, but, dude, they hit 29 three-point shots in their last game. 29 threes. When you've got a bunch of players that don't care and they're, like, trying to stay in the league and stuff, what are they going to do? Score. They're going to try to score, and they're going to shoot because they know I ain't staying in the league because I dove for a loose ball. I'm going to stay in the league if I drop 17 a game and I'll get signed, right? You got a bunch of 10-day this, and who the hell is this guy on the floor? They hit 29 three-point shots the other night. Now they got a Denver team that doesn't need to win by 24, Kevin, all right? So I'm rolling the dice. The Memphis Grizzlies hang around and cover the number tonight. Listen, Cedric Coward, my boy's going to get it done for me. Cedric Coward, give me a... And speaking of which, I think he can score like 15, 16 points tonight. He's been playing well. Mm-hmm. Like I said, everyone on Memphis has kind of been bombing away, but Coward's been playing good ball. But my picks, Buffalo Sabres, shout out to Bills Mafia and the crew. Buffalo Sabres get it done. Forget about making the playoffs. They might win a division. Rangers have been red hot at home suddenly, and suddenly the Rangers are scoring goals. Let's go over 1.5 first period. Oilers Shark, what a debacle last night for the Oilers, blowing the lead against Utah. They ended up losing 6-5. Now they're back at it. Let's go over 1.5 for the first period. And Detroit Tigers get it done with Valdez and Grizzlies plus the 23.5.
All right, couple NBA for me. Anthony Black for 10 tonight. Orlando should be up big. Black will get his minutes. Bucks to score 100 against Detroit. I'd love for Memphis to keep it close. Either way, Jokic gets to 24 rebounds plus assists. Behind the scenes, a Josh Doan special. You could always expect that from Sam. Colt Keith for 2+ hit run RBI from Chris. Yanks game under. Look at this. New York Yankee AJ with a Yanks game back-to-back days. Love it. Got
Pretty mainstream.
Rooted in.
We're proud of this class. This is the weakest Hall of Fame class in the history of the Basketball Hall of Fame. This is an embarrassment to the men and women that are deservingly in that Hall of Fame. And the dead ones are rolling over in their grave right now saying, get this basketball out of my gravesite because I don't want to be associated.
The Craig Carton Show. Only on SportsGrid.
Why are all these contracts being signed, folks? Yes, the players are talented. Yes, they are deserving of it, but it's such goodwill to hand out these buyout arbitration contracts for these young players this time of the year, right before opening day, to get all their fans excited. And notice, right before the Pirates' home opener, not before opening day, for their home opener, to set up.
Newswire. Only on SportsGrid.
Quickly learning that even though the Jays, Brady went to the World Series last year, they're not like one of those automatic teams. Like I consider the Yankees automatic, Dodgers automatic. That really might be it. Maybe not even the Mets. Just like think teams you can kind of count on. They're not going to lose to Colorado. They're not going to lose to the White Sox. Those type of teams.
In-game live. Only on SportsGrid.
Invest, find somebody else in the market right now, like JJ Weatherholt or someone else, because this is the worst time, I think, to buy a guy like Griffin.
You can bring up Polymarket right now. Go to the NL Rookie of the Year page. It is a roller coaster of everybody changing from favorite to not favorite to favorite to not favorite. Look at that. It's like a earthquake happening, Craig, and the Richter scale is going nuts.
Pro baseball